Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Toby, and in today's video I am going to be doing an exciting review. So today I am going to be trying out the YSL All Hours foundation. This actually got sent to me and I feel just so lucky, but I really wanted to do a review on this. I haven't heard much about it. I've only seen a couple videos on it, but I'm really excited to try it out for myself because I love a full coverage foundation, so we will see how it goes. I'm also going to be giving the Radiant Touch Concealer Highlighter pen from YSL as well a first impressions. I've never tried it before. I've heard a lot of good things about it though, so I'm excited to try it out. I'm going to be using a beauty blender and a brush today because I definitely feel like you get very different results depending on the application tools you use. But yeah, let's get started. So first things first, I love the packaging. It is just standard YSL. I love the gold. It's very reflective, very luxurious. Then you open it up and you have the product. Oh my god, my beauty blender. It's so far away. So then you have the actual product. So it just has the YSL logo up here, and then it has like a frosted glass bottle, which is very nice packaging, very luxurious, very YSL, and it just says all hours, and then underneath I'm pretty sure it's probably the French translation. I have the shade B50. Also to note, this is only 25 mil. Normally you will get 30 mil. I have these foundations here. This is the NYX one, which is 35 mils. The Inoxa one, 30. This one I think maybe 35. No, this one's 30 as well. And my favorite foundation is also a 30 mil. So it does come with a little bit extra, so 5 mil less than normal, which is actually quite strange. But maybe, you know, the coverage is that extreme that you don't need to use as much product. So you open it, the lid like this, and it is a pump, which is really nice. I'm not going to use a primer purely because I don't really use primers on a day-to-day basis. My skin is moisturized at the moment, but I don't see any difference when using them. I just like to use them to hydrate, not for the performance of the foundation. So I'm just going to take 2 pumps of this and put it on half of the side of my face. Alright, let's go. So this claims to be matte and full coverage. Ooh, it's got a really weird smell. It kind of smells like, not rose, but it definitely has a scent to it. It may actually be too dark for me. Whoopsies, but that's okay. We have concealer. This is like a week-old tan, so that's my fault. I find a lot of full coverage foundations, especially ones that are as liquidy as this one, do not work well with beauty blenders, which is exactly why I'm using a brush as well, because it just, you know, doesn't work as well, I don't think. And I find like blending down to the neck very difficult with a beauty blender. I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to finish this side because I want to see how far 2 pumps gets you with the brush and compare that. So this is 2 pumps. Okay, so I'm not even sure what just happened, but my camera just cut out halfway through. So I'm not even sure what the last thing I mentioned was, but I am much more, like, I love the outcome with the brush way more so than the beauty blender. I don't think I would recommend using the beauty blender for this. I think it is best applied with a dense flat top brush like this one. This side it looks, oh sorry, this side looks a lot more fitted to my skin tone, even though I think it is just a smidge too dark. But as I said, that's my problem. I did pick out the wrong shade. Then it also is easier to blend down your neck. The consistency of the foundation doesn't go as dry as quickly when using a brush, so it's easier to work with, whereas the beauty blender side, you had to work very quickly and it didn't go very far. And I've used the exact same amount on both sides, And the difference on the brush side is intense. Like, I would only just have to add a little bit extra coverage for this mean looking pimple here, and that's it. It really hasn't done anything else. It hasn't seeped into my forehead lines as much on the brush side. So if I just buff that out on the Beauty Blender side, it, you know, it disappears quite quickly. But my skin texture looks awful on this side. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to do another pump and continue using a brush because Beauty Blender is a bit of a fail. But also, as I've noticed, you can tell this oxidizes quite a bit. And if you've watched my other videos, you would know that I really hate when products oxidize, but this isn't terrible. Like, it doesn't oxidize into a gross color or anything. It just kind of settles, I guess. And it doesn't do it over time, so you know what it's going to look like. Whereas some do it over the whole day, which is just, This is so much nicer with a brush. It actually looks like a skin. So I'm really happy with that. I'm just taking the tiniest little bit there. I'm just putting that over that spot. I really like the texture that this is giving my skin, I guess. Texture is probably the wrong word, but like, it looks like skin still. This I wouldn't say is completely matte. It has, oh no, it's definitely not dry. Without a doubt, not dry yet. It has more of a dewy finish, but not like really dewy. It's kind of like somewhere in between. It's not matte and it's not dewy, but it is more matte than dewy, so just a little bit. But I actually really like the coverage. I love the color. This will actually be perfect when I have my usual tan. As I said, this is like a week old, my fault. And I really like it. It hasn't sunk except for where this one right here, where it was in my forehead wrinkle. Also, when you go back and touch it, even though it's drying, it isn't patching away, which is really good. I think it's got enough moisturizer. It's got enough like hydration in it to move still while it's drying. But it's definitely buildable. I would actually say it is full coverage. I don't think they're lying about that, so that's really good. Now I'm going to move on to the, I guess, I don't even know if this is like a highlighter technically or a concealer. I think it's just supposed to be both, but it is just the Radiant Touch. Does it even say if it's supposed to be one? Radiant Touch highlighter and concealer. So again, just the usual gold packaging, really sleek, really cute. Then we have the pen here. I also have the shade 3 Luminous Peach. I hope that's not meaning it's peachy colored. So we have the YSL logo down there as well as Yves Saint Laurent on the front there. And then it is like a little brush applicator sort of thing. And I'm assuming you click this in, yes, to get the product out. Oh, that just squirted everywhere. Oh, this isn't a color I would normally go for. But we'll work with it. I would definitely go for something way lighter than this. Why isn't it working? Oh my god, this is like literally not coming out. Oh, there we go. God, I just got the biggest thumb workout. I don't know if I'm going to put any on my forehead because I'm really scared about the colour. But I'm going to use my Beauty Blender because that is my favourite way to apply concealer. Is by using my Beauty Blender. Okay. Glad I didn't put that on my forehead. I am going to just dot some there because I have it where I dip my eyebrows and it needs to kind of go. I don't like that at all. Like, ugh. I don't know if it's just the color, but it has literally taken all of the foundation off from here and it just does not look good. This is the wrong color. Oh my gosh. It is very peachy as well. I think I'm gonna have to cheat with this review and go put a lighter color underneath because it looks ridiculous. I don't know if it looks ridiculous on camera, but in person, this is all one color and then this is another color, so it looks really bad. I definitely won't be using this to even out my face, but I'm gonna go ahead and set all this down and I will be back. Okay, so I am back now and I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet what I thought about it overall. So I did actually end up having to put my Tarte Shape Tape, which is in, I think, Fair Neutral, under my eyes, down here, and I just, whatever was left, I put up just there a little bit. To try and disguise anything and everything that got touched by this. It was so weird by the time I got to it. It was really dry under there, and putting my concealer over the top of it, just, it felt really strange. And then I baked it for a bit because it was just, oh, too much. And it literally felt like concrete drying. So I don't think I will ever be using this again. It is definitely not my shade. Not for highlighting, not for concealing, well, not for a brightening concealer. I think I definitely could use it as a spot concealer. It might work very well, and I can test out, you know, the coverage of it there. But overall, I did have to use my Tarte Shape Tape to actually use it as the type of concealer that I'm after. So overall, I probably wouldn't, I don't know, I don't want to say I wouldn't recommend it because I feel like I definitely got the wrong shade, and if this is supposed to be a light shade, then it's so off. Just such a bad color for me, and it is again in the shade Luminous Peach. But now on to the exciting part. So the All Hours YSL foundation, I also, as I said, I have the shade B50. I love this. I think, oh my god, why do I keep hitting things? I think I would absolutely keep using this. I really like the finish. I love the coverage. I think it makes my skin look really nice. I, of course, would never use it with a beauty blender again. I don't think that went well at all. I mean, even though you can use beauty blenders as like a lighter alternative, like, I just don't think it made my skin look nice at all. I don't think, you know, it was the coverage issue. It gave it a very odd texture. So I definitely, if you're going to use this, I would absolutely recommend using this with a flat top kabuki brush for sure. Something that, you know, is just way firmer, not a beauty blender. But I'm just so happy with the way it turned out. I think it makes my skin look really nice. It is definitely full coverage. I don't think it would be buildable, obviously, but I don't think it needs to be buildable. I think it is just very good on its own. You don't really have to use too much of it, even though I did use 4 pumps for this and extra. I did have the initial hiccup with half the side being beauty blender. I think I could use 2 pumps for my whole face, I reckon. It's very hard to do it on camera, so I think it would just be easier. Overall, I'm very happy with this. I would absolutely recommend it to you guys. So if you have tried it, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. But yeah, let me know what else you want me to review. I really enjoyed doing this video and it was just super fun. And now I have discovered a new foundation that I love because I'm obsessed with full coverage foundations a lot. Also, just wanted to point out, this retails for $89 on the YSL website, so it is not a cheap foundation. And then, oh my god, this concealer retails for $70. That's intense. So I guess for pretty much $90, that's not too bad in comparison to the concealer, considering you get a lot more product in that. Please, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, so I'm not even sure what just happened, but my camera just cut out halfway through. So I'm not even sure what the last thing I mentioned was, but I am much more, like, I love the outcome with the brush way more so than the beauty blender. I don't think I would recommend using the Beauty Blender for this. I think it is best applied with a dense flat top brush like this one. This side it looks, oh sorry, this side looks a lot more fitted to my skin tone, even though I think it is just a smidge too dark. But as I said, that's my problem. I did pick out the wrong shade. Then it also is easier to blend down your neck. The consistency of the foundation doesn't go as dry as quickly when using a brush, so it's easier to work with, whereas the Beauty Blender side, you had to work very, very quickly and it didn't go very far. And I've used the exact same amount on both sides, and the difference on the brush side is intense. Like, I would only just have to add a little bit extra coverage for this mean looking pimple here, and that's it. It really hasn't done anything else. It hasn't seeped into my forehead lines as much on the brush side. So if I just buff that out on the Beauty Blender side, it, you know, it disappears quite quickly. But my skin texture looks awful on this side. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to do another pump and continue using a brush, because Beauty Blender is a bit of a fail. But also, as I've noticed, you can tell this oxidizes quite a bit. And if you've watched my other videos, you would know that I really hate when products oxidize, but this isn't terrible. Like, it doesn't oxidize into a gross color or anything. It just kind of settles, I guess.